Hi, it's Ash. So a quick introduction. It's a little video to sort of progress from the previous one. And hopefully it's going to give you all the tools you need to make walls and structures and things for 3D printing, like the ones shown in the render on screen now. I've tried something different with this video. I've had a lot of problems with audio and everything, and it's taken a lot longer than it should have, but I hope it's useful and I hope it gives you some ideas and things you hadn't thought of before. Enjoy. And here we are. This first tip uses the Displacement Modifier. This works really well in conjunction with the remesh. The remesh just adds a ton of geometry. So you do it, and so we've got the wall here from last time. Add modifier, add displacement. Then in the displacement modifier in the panel, click on this little icon and that'll take you to the texture panel where we can adjust all our settings. Make a new clouds texture. Size to 2, just gives it a nice bit of scale, and then yeah, just play with the settings, enjoy it, have a bit of fun. And the next bit is kind of a extra set of settings, we'll call it 1B. And this is just to show you how to get a nice cracked effect. Again with clouds, and we'll use a Voronoi crackle and a colour ramp. Next up, I'm going to show you how to make the circular wall. So you need a long wall. I've made this one by joining two together. Then we add a simple deform, and it's as easy as that. Change the settings to bend, Z, and then the angle you want. I've made a full circle, so 360. I've added a little bit extra just to join the ends in, and that's it. After that you do everything you did in the previous video with the bevel and remesh. Tip 3, this is what we added the extra curves in the preferences. So I'm going to use a spiral, but you can use any shape you like. It's good for getting sort of different shaped walls, like hexagons and things as well. So you just play with the settings in the spiral for my example. And once you've got the settings you want, you just have to play with the size, and then it's a simple matter of adding a curve modifier to the wall. Click on the eyedrop in the modifier and then click on the object. Once you've got that far, I'm going to disable the remesh just to speed things up, and then you just have to position the wall so it follows your curve. This can be a bit tricky, but you'll probably get the hang of it faster than I did. For the fourth part, I've got my wall ready, and I'm going to import some STLs from an external source, which I like for good architectural details, like statues, and for walls in particularly, you just have to search for a relief, and this is on my Mini Factory's Scan the World project. Now, I made a few mistakes, and it took a bit of testing when I was importing it and things. These are very high-res STL files, and they work great on walls. Once you've chosen it, it's just a simple matter of importing it and then using the grab and scale just to position it. I'm going to set the origin to the geometry. I find that just makes it easier to get to the right size and get it positioned exactly where you want it. Just easier to know how it's going to deform with scaling. Once I've positioned my relief on the wall where I want it, I'm going to make a little shelf out of the bricks underneath just to sort of reduce the amount of support that might be needed. The quickest way to do this is just to go straight into wireframe mode and then press B for the box select and drag along the bottom vertices. Then press Control and numpad plus, or is it just numpad? Just numpad plus, just to select all the attached vertices. And then S and Y, just to scale on the Y-axis. We get our wall just how we had in the previous video. And start adding our modifiers. What I'm going to do is add the bevel and then don't do the remesh yet. Add the bevel and then apply it. And then I'm going to decimate the imported STL. They're very high resolution and it's just a bit much when joining them together and remeshing. So I reduce it in increments. Be patient, and as soon as you start seeing a bit of detail to disappear, that's kind of the threshold you want to go to. Then you apply the decimate, select the wall, apply the bevel and press Ctrl and J to join the two together. At this point you will do a remesh just to make it a nice manifold single object. And that's the last of the tips for in Blender itself. I hope I've given you something useful there to use, and there's coming up now is a couple of bonus ones for after printing. Next up is some things for after printing. This one, it was a failed print. The printer clogged sort of after it ran out of filament and then clogged with the new one. So what I just do is grab a bit of putty and just cap it off or finish it manually. for milliput. It's nice and easy to work with. It's a bit sticky. It's also good value for the money. Just mix it together, make some little bricks, and you can either just put flat across the top, or a nice chunky brick, which is what I'm going to do here. The final one is when you print with a raft, especially if it's just like a single straight wall, and then you can use the raft as a makeshift base. Give it a bit more structure and stability. Just glue it back on. It's easy as that. And after that, I just finish it off as you way with as you would with any other sort of tabletop model, and I just made some spare milliput I had just to finish off around the bottom, merge it in. And there you have it. That's it for today. I hope I've given you some ideas and the tools you can use to make some walls like these in this little animation I made. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.